The real business of formulating an opinion and having to communicate what your findings were began when I was doing a forensic job. So in psychiatry, I was attached to a unit where people awaiting conviction or who've been convicted are sent for an examination and an assessment. And I would go along to Bexley Magistrates Court every Friday and see people who were awaiting trial, and there and then have to tell the magistrates what my findings were. Whatever your specialty, the essentials of the role are the same. You're always going to be talking about your area of expertise, the area you day-to-day heal people on. The generic skills of being a consultant, of being a team leader, of knowing how to influence and persuade, those are important skills. Different specialties will have different emphases, so paediatricians have a much richer panoply of issues to consider. Were the parents involved in something they shouldn't have? What's the social background? Pathologists, however, are looking at slides and tissue and results. Their involvement in the broader issues of society is going to be much less. But in essence, every specialty is going to be putting into practice the day-to-day job and reporting to the court. There's a common misunderstanding that being an expert witness is different from the day job. You're an expert because of your day job. The bit that's expert of being an expert witness is knowing the rules, the procedural rules, which are relatively straightforward, but from which you stray at your peril. Not everybody is temperamentally suited to this. The role of a barrister, a trained Rottweiler, is to make you look like nothing more than an overpaid moron. So you've got to be able to withstand an aggressive line of attack. Being Sherlock Holmes is incredibly rewarding. You get the time to dissect everything in minute detail, and you've got to weigh up, does this shift it a little bit, does that shift it a little bit? Now, I've got the luxury of working in the civil arena, so the test is on the balance of probabilities, not beyond reasonable doubt. So that makes it much easier to reach a decision, and no one's going to go to jail for a long period of time. They might lose access to their child, they might not get the financial compensation they feel they deserve, but it's not the same as a potential role in depriving someone of their liberty. Make sure you know how to write a report. Go on a course. Before I became a consultant, I had gone on 3 report writing courses to make sure I had it absolutely right. Because when you're in the witness box, your report is your primary source of information. It's your aide-memoire. So making sure anything that supports what you're saying and anything which detracts from an alternate position is in there. The relevant negatives of a clinical examination need to be mentioned. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. If you were a barrister, how are you going to discredit this? How are you going to highlight the flaws in it, or that an alternate hypothesis is more reasonable? If one is going to get involved in expert witness work, you must do some type of training. It can vary from something run by a barrister and a solicitor, and there are a variety of those, all the way up to a fully fledged course ending in a university certificate. It might be something organised by one of the relevant societies, or it could be one of the annual BMA conferences that is a taster for people to help them work out whether this is what they want to do.